We're back. Fantasy Access Week 1 football is here.
Yeah,
Kim Seslick, Tim Reinhardt, Jared Colbert, back at the table. Feels good.
Yeah.
Good set. Good. We got the helmets. Jared brought the helmets in.
New background.
Got the background.
New set. A whole new set. Whole new us. Coming at you.
New year, new us.
That's right.
Okay.
So, yeah, Fantasy Access, Fantasy Football Show. Bring you all the hot takes, the advice, spicy hot takes. Just everything football, everything fantasy, pickups, drops, trades. We kind of go through it every week and try to help you guys wrap your head around this fantasy football game. You and I aren't in the league together. You and I are.
We are.
But Jared's got 2 leagues. You got
this is the one. Just the one league. Just the one league.
Great league. And I have 2 leagues. Well, another one with my family too. So, so we're in it with you guys, and we're gonna help sort through it all.
Yeah, this is as much for us as it is for you guys out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta do our research for the show, but
Right.
it helps. So we got a whole show doc here. Kind of go through some of the rookies, some of our favorite guys going into this season, a couple hot takes, and then we'll also preview tonight's game. Finally, football's here, and also a couple over the weekend. But first, we'll start off with our quick question. I think this has become an annual thing because I've asked this before.
because you cut and pasted from last year,
What?
2023.
No.
Actually, it's 2
2023.
years ago. It's still
good.
It's 2
It
years
holds
old.
up.
2023 season.
Yeah.
Football
Yeah,
winner.
I'm gonna guess the Chiefs are gonna win that one, Cam.
You'd be right. So yeah, quick question: what is your 2025, I guess, Super Bowl matchup and winner of the game?
You gotta pick the winner too. Wow.
Jeez.
Well, I'll go pure homer and say we're going to see a preview of this on Monday night.
Ooh,
Yeah. So
I mean, not crazy.
you got 49ers and Jets. Those teams maintain their health. I think they make a lot of sense to be in that game. So then maybe we'll try something different this year. I'll pick the 49ers just because I picked the Jets the last year and didn't work out. So, but as far as the game goes, I think that those two are just as likely as any two to be in there.
I like it, Jared.
I'm going to go. I think the Detroit Lions break through this year.
I like that pick.
They had a great run, ended in the playoffs. I think they win the NFC. AFC, toss up in the air. Got a couple teams in my mind. I'm going to go Lions versus. Go Dolphins.
Ooh,
Different team from the AFC East.
Interesting.
yeah, it is.
Maybe it all clicks this year, but got to go with the Lions.
I like it.
The Lions.
I was also on the Lions train of thought there. So I had Lions and Ravens.
I like those
They-
Ravens.
They made it to the championship last year, the AFC championship. Lost. I think they got big Derrick Henry this year. Lamar's been on point as long as he's healthy. I think he can bring them there and get over the hurdle that is the Chiefs.
Yeah,
Well, maybe they won't be there.
Maybe not. Maybe it'll be the Jets.
Yeah, well, I mean, it could be. Yeah, who knows? I mean, but let's be real. The Chiefs will probably be there.
And then I think
Yeah.
in that game, I've got to hope the Lions win. Like, have they ever won?
No.
one? Yeah.
Not a Super Bowl.
No, not a Super Bowl.
So that would
a
be-
championship,
Right.
right? Back
An
in the-
NFL championship.
NFL championship
Oh, right.
back in the day.
So you'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a fun team.
Yeah.
Fun team to root for.
They got some good fantasy players, so I'm sure we'll talk about them
Yeah.
this year.
Maybe today.
Maybe did
Who
it.
knows?
So there's that. We got our picks in. We'll see. We keep track of that. See how those teams progress throughout the year.
No Saints this year. No predictions.
We always like the Saints on this show.
Yeah,
Now
this
is a
is
good
a,
time.
this,
It's
is
over.
a, this is a Saints show.
Good time to fade the Saints.
Is it over? Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they sneak themselves into the playoffs, and they've got a few things.
I mean, we like Olave. We like Kamara.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Um,
that old offensive line
I'd
is
I'd be a little surprised. if they-
Derek Carr is still a
yeah.
question mark, huh? And then the defense though has historically been pretty good
Yep.
down there. So, oh, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe playoff team. We'll see.
Yeah.
They got the Buccaneers in that division, who seem okay this year.
Yeah. We'll
Falcons.
see how that
Oh, and the
Falcons
the
are on the up.
Falcons rising up.
Yeah. Who
So.
knows? It's a good division. All right, next.
Isn't that funny? Like they were, it was terrible. Like
Yeah,
2 years ago.
I mean,
7-9, right? Like would have won it.
Right.
I mean,
So-
9-8 won it last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Things they change fast.
Maybe we'll see a double-digit win team in that.
How about it?
Be crazy.
Yeah.
All right, next up we got some of the rookie hype. You hear a lot of the the hype train starting out of preseason camps on these guys. There's a lot of excitement and hope, and I think sometimes in fantasy football we get maybe too much behind that.
Yeah.
And then week one happens and they're riding the bench, or one of them fumbles or drops the ball, and it's like you don't see him again. But I think there always are a few that rise to the top. So I got a list here, and just kind of, I don't know, give me your opinions, whatever you think. We'll start with the top of the fantasy rookies, Marvin Harrison Jr. You got to think he has a good year.
Yeah. He's money.
Unbelievable talent with like a good team that just didn't have their quarterback for most of the year last year. Like that's why they got such a high pick.
Right.
So you got to think with Kyler back, with McBride another year in the system, with adding Harrison, you got to think that offense is
James Conner
gonna level up. Like
good-
James
good
Conner
enough.
back, and they have a rookie running back and Trey Benson behind him. If Conner
Yeah.
goes down, like you got to think that offense takes or levels up,
A step forward.
and they're able to win some games.
Yeah, so as far as wide receiver prospects goes, it's probably the most NFL ready one on pedigree, on route running ability, on sheer just natural talent.
Ohio
put
State
all
guy,
that
right?
He's an Ohio State guy.
So you've
I've been watching. Yeah, I mean, he's just ridiculous
Is
the
he
way
better
he's
than
been
the
able to do.
previous ones?
I wrote down that he's the best wide receiver prospect since Garrett Wilson. So
There you go.
I mean he is,
That's
which is only 3 years ago. But he's ready to. He'll have an impact. There's not going to be a learning curve there.
Yeah, it's
So.
immediate. Yeah. Malik Neighbors, kind of a tougher landing spot.
A little bit tougher from what people like to say is wide receiver U, but it's not. It's wide receiver like JV team after Ohio State. But that's all QB dependent. Is Daniel Jones going to be able to get him the football? Daniel Jones has been injury prone, so then who is it after that? Tommy Cutlets?
Did they bring Tyrod Taylor back? Or
No, Darrell Taylor's on the Jets.
Right.
So
I
I don't know. I don't know who the backup quarterback is. He's been, So I think that the idea was to give, to invest in Daniel Jones. They give him the weapons, but I don't know. You got to think that in Brian Dable offense that they'll find ways to get him the football.
I think he has, a decent fantasy year. They'll get him involved enough. But I think maybe brighter seasons ahead once he gets like really acclimated with a good QB or, however the chips fall. But
I mean, worst case,
a good talent.
Right. Worst case, fantasy wise, like he's gonna be a volume guy. Like there's no one else really on that offense that warrants much attention. So
Trying to name
Saquon's
somebody
gone.
else.
right.
Yeah.
I don't think Devin Singletary's hawking opportunities away from
Right.
neighbors.
So, yep, Neighbors, or Neighbors. I don't know how they say it. Neighbors.
Malik.
And then we got the QB1, Caleb Williams.
Your boy.
Yeah, he's on my Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah. You love yourself some Bears. So is he ready to play? I haven't watched a single minute of Hard Knocks, so I don't know what
I
they've
didn't
been,
catch that either.
what kind of propaganda they've been putting out there. But is he capable of stepping in on day one? I don't think any of the Lincoln Riley product quarterbacks have been able to. So is he going to break that little curse? That's maybe different. Is he going to be fantasy relevant? He can run around like a madman and
Right.
had some yards on the ground. They'll probably be down in some games. Throw the football. I don't know.
I do like that he's got whatever that scramble ability to like extend the play. I feel like with the weapons he has and DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, the rookie Rome,
who's not on this list, who's the best wide receiver that
we
came
can
out of the
add, we
draft.
can add him.
I put him there. Don't worry. I adapted your show sheet.
But I feel like those kind of weapons, you can't cover them, all the
Yeah.
time. So if you do, if that's kind of his game of extending a play, kind of Aaron Rodgers-esque, I don't know if he's going to get there right away, but if that's kind of part of his game, then I think he's got some weapons that are going to be open and could be some big plays, which will lead to some good, big fantasy games. So, yeah, I like Caleb Williams.
We'll find out.
Good situation.
The other top QB being drafted in fantasy drafts, Jaden Daniels.
Yeah. Well, he had a real nice first preseason game, I think, right? And everyone got all amped up. I think it was against the Giants. So, I think he's a little more NFL ready than Caleb Williams is.
He's played like a 70 college football games.
Yeah. So he has He's got the experience. Well, I guess Caleb Williams does too. He probably played similar number, but defensive coach, right? That's something that doesn't often work well, is the rookie quarterback with the defensive minded coach. But this isn't what's his name's first go around, so you like to think that they'll figure that part out. And as a Terry McLaurin owner,
good for Terry, I think.
But they do have Cliff Kingsbury as their offensive coordinator.
That's true.
Who, with a rookie Kyler Murray, was able to make Kyler fantasy relevant.
Yep.
I don't know if they supported any fantasy relevant wide receivers that real year.
Not sure, yeah.
But I mean, Kyler was good from the start, so
and
maybe
one of your teams has Jaden Daniels on it, right?
I was able to pick up in an 8-man league. I was able to pick him up as a backup to Kyler Murray, so that if Kyler goes down, maybe I have Kyler Light kind of right there to
all over the Cliff Kingsbury quarterback tree.
I guess I like that for him, Kyler Light.
Yeah.
All right, and then we got rookie in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Brian Thomas Jr., who was the 2 with Neighbors
also
at LSU.
Yeah.
And I guess it's kind of the same buzz coming out of camp that he's the real deal as well.
He's named a starter on their depth chart, I believe.
Yeah.
Nice.
Next to, I think they named Thomas and then Gabe Davis and left Kirk off the starting lineup.
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
But that's
a lot of 3 wide
right.
receiver
What does a preseason depth chart really mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but good sign for Thomas that they
Getting
trust
the
him right
nod,
away to give him the nod.
Yeah. It seems like there's been a fair amount of hype there.
So, if he's the real deal, that'd be good. And then, not on my list, but Rome Odunze, right?
Yeah.
Where did he go?
Washington.
Washington.
So I think he's the not named Marvin Harrison, the best wide receiver prospect in the draft. So that's I wouldn't be surprised to see Caleb Williams look to him more than most for as his sort of security blanket on those these rollouts
it's
you're talking
not
about.
crazy that he could beat out an aging Keenan Allen or I really like DJ Moore, but between the 2 of them, that's pretty lethal.
Yeah, I mean he's fast. He's a good route runner. I think he could be one of those. Even if Caleb Williams doesn't have a great year, he can be one of those Terry McLaurin guys who seems to be doesn't matter who's throwing. You're gonna get you're gonna
big plays.
Get your yards.
I like it. Any other rookies you guys want to mention, or I feel like that's
not
the
at
big
this
ones, right?
stage.
Yeah, not at this stage.
I know sometimes
Jonathan,
they're not even on our radar yet.
Maybe a little later.
Mid-season, somebody's gonna. All right. Next segment we were gonna jump into here is the plant your flag. There you go.
Where are the graphics this year?
Oh, I just gotta make them still next week.
Okay.
But kind of like the My Guy. A lot of fantasy shows have that, or just somebody you believe in, and that you wanted on all your teams if possible. So you're plant your flag guys. We can go around. Start with QB.
Go for it. What do you got?
I got my boy. I did get him in my family league. Kyler Murray. I think there was a lot of talk about him.
That yours too?
As kind of like after that first big tier, he's kind of the guy that falls after that, but could jump, right into that top 3 mix. His rushing ability, when he came back from injury last year, I think he turned a very middling team into a very effective team. Ended up being, I think, in the top 5 for the weeks he played, something like that. You got stats on him?
He was like a 9th or so.
All right,
I tried to squeeze the weeks to make him look better, but he was some great quarterback play down the stretch.
Right. Turned that thing around.
Yeah.
And he had fantasy relevant games, and now with Marvin Harrison, and like you said earlier, another year with McBride. I think he can be good, and you're not paying the first three rounds price for him. You can get him in the 5th or 6th. So it was a good target for me this year, and I like Kyler.
I was gonna go C.J. Stroud. Big step forward. Big step forward this year.
Weapons galore.
Right. And I guess to have done that in year 1 was very impressive, and now just one more year under the belt with the weapons, and I think that's a good situation for him.
I like that. Yeah, they look good, and their whole team defense looks good. Mixon's
pretty quick turnaround.
Yeah, it's crazy.
on that group.
Maybe they should have been in our AFC
Maybe.
considerations.
Yeah, the AFC is gonna be tough.
I am also planting my flag on Kyler Murray.
Whoa,
I wrote him down. I got him in 2 of my leagues.
Oh, nice.
So, right. The price to pay for him was pretty cheap.
Price was right. Yeah.
Versus guys like C.J. Stroud who were going, a few rounds earlier. It's hard to plant your flag when you could get someone like Kyler Murray who has the running ability and has an extra weapon this year.
Yep. Like it. Nice. My running back, my guy this year, Isaiah Pacheco. He, came on last year, and by the end of the year, the playoffs, he was there feeding him. And he's effective. He kind of runs intensely. If you see videos of him, he's like, but hey, it works. And
Rutgers boy.
Yeah, on that best, one of the best offenses in the league, with Pat Mahomes is going to put him in scoring touchdown or scoring positions. So his touchdowns will come. I think they want to lean on him with the run game and in the pass game.
I think the pass game is going to be the biggest.
With McKinnon
forward.
gone, so I think he's going to be solid. He's a little bit on the safer side, maybe. Maybe the ceiling's not as crazy as an Achane or some of those other guys, but it's a good ceiling, and it's I think a reliable workload that he's going to have all year as long as he's healthy. So, and I like the touchdown upside on a good offense. So I feel real good about him this year.
I think, he's the running back on the best offense in the NFL. Right? Like, it's not like you're going out on a limb here, Cam.
That's why he's my guy, though.
Yeah, he's great. And just goes to show you, we were 3-4 years ago, everyone was all hot and bothered about Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and now
that's what they wanted.
Do we even know that name anymore?
Right.
I surprisingly, not surprisingly, went with Breece Hall. Last year with a middling offense was, a top 5 back in the NFL. He's got the potential to take any play and have it go for a home run. So, now that you have to respect, that there is an actual quarterback on that offense, that should open things up, especially with a little bit of a revamped offensive line that hopefully stays healthy. I think that's the selection.
Yeah, last year it was just like, here, Breece, do something.
Yeah, go.
He's like, I'll do my best, and ended up in
and
top
then
5.
often did.
Yeah. Right. You said middling offense, and that's only because they had Breece Hall on it.
Right.
They're the same thinking. If they're moving the ball and scoring touchdowns, he's going to be electric.
Be part of it, yeah.
I am perhaps no surprise to watchers of the show, but I am planting my flag on Jahmyr Gibbs. I was able to get him in.
Early
Yeah,
last
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
I was able to get him in one of my leagues this year. I'm very excited. He proved himself as a rookie by the end of the year,
Yeah,
and now the Lions are prepared to, I think, give him more of a role than he had last year as a rookie.
he was like the feature back at the end of the year, right? Like,
Yeah, like he
essentially.
slowly, like Montgomery had an injury and Gibbs really got to shine, and then even when Montgomery came back, they kind of featured Gibbs a little bit more.
Yeah.
And
So is that kind of what you're hoping for?
yeah,
Is
they
that-
just kind of lean on him just that slightly more. I'm not expecting Montgomery to go away, but
Right.
I played against a fantasy team that had both and started both, and they both scored like good fantasy points.
Well, again, we were talking about Lions going to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Like, that's
So
a
it's
good team. That's
it's
gonna
a
put
team
them
that can support two running backs,
Yeah.
but the more featured one is going to be Gibbs on what should be a Super Bowl contending team.
Yeah, I like it. I also like. I mean, not that if there is an injury to either one of those, the other one just to the moon.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because that offensive line and just the situation for them is incredible. So, any shares of either Gibbs or Montgomery, I think, is going to be good this year. So, like that pick. My wide receiver, I mentioned him earlier, but DJ Moore.
Sure.
I've liked him forever. When he was in Carolina, he
You did like him back then.
yeah, he had that one year that he really was getting targeted and came onto the scene. He was like a top receiver through the first couple of weeks, and then the quarterback play did not sustain that. And then I loved him last year with Fields. He had a great year,
Yeah.
a lot of big plays, and I like Fields, but they moved on, and now I think Caleb Williams is going to just feed him, and I think he'll do enough to get him, some touchdowns and be one of his kind of go-to guys, just as the veteran there, who's still like kind of in his prime. So, DJ Moore, my
Okay.
wide receiver guy.
Picking Garrett Wilson with the actual quarterback. He had a 1,000-yard season with you throwing him the football, Cam.
Right.
And now all the reports are that those two guys are like on some kind of weird telepathic level. So just watch that be really fun as long as Aaron Rodgers stays healthy.
I mean, we've been looking forward to that now for.
Yeah, I mean
2
he
years.
could be the leading wide receiver in the NFL.
Good. I mean, that's not
Not absurd.
not crazy to think he's going to get like the Devontae Adams treatment.
Right.
That-
Exactly.
yeah.
Well, that's the thing, right? Is like that's what Rodgers is able to do
Right.
is feed his guy.
Yeah.
And this is his current
Current
Devontae.
guy. That's
Yeah.
right. I like it.
I'm going to plant my flag on a rookie, Brian Thomas Jr. Drafted him in all three of my leagues
Love the
just
confidence.
because
I have him too.
every year there's just some late round guy that I just can't shake, and this year was Brian Thomas Jr. First round wide receiver. He was second to Neighbors out of LSU, but had his own stellar season there. And, he was taking over Worthy, Pearsall, Leggett, Coleman, and McConkey. So Jaguars had conviction in him, and everything from camp has been like he's good.
Really good.
And it's not like he has to, guys like Leggett and Coleman and McConkey, like they're wandering into, they're basically the number one on, or could be the number one because nobody's there. But Thomas only has to beat out Christian Kirk and Gabe Davis. So it's not like too much of a stretch that he could establish himself as the one
Yep.
by the end of the year.
I think he profiles as that with like as a big body and fast.
Yeah.
And, I think they're lucky to have him. And I think Trevor Lawrence can support that. Especially
We'll see. I'm not as convinced on that
they
one.
gave him
but
big money.
I know.
They think
That's-
I mean, Ridley was pretty good last year. I mean, a lot of ups and downs,
Yeah.
but I mean, if Thomas Jr. can have the kind of upside of Ridley while maintaining some sort of consistency, then like Lawrence could support a player like that.
I like that. Nice. We got all those. And then my tight end, kind of crazy, but Pat Fryermuth.
Ooh,
I thought. Who was your?
Jake Ferguson.
I didn't say Jake Ferguson because I figured
thought
you
you
would
were
have.
going to go there.
I do like Ferguson.
Huh.
I went a little bit. I dodged. I like Jake Ferguson, but I did that last year. I still think he gets 10 touchdowns at least, though.
Oh,
Okay.
that's one more
we're
than what you
back.
said last year.
Yeah.
What did I say, 9?
You said 9 last year.
I didn't quite get there.
Upping
We're
it.
going to get the chart back.
Yeah.
No, but I like Freiermuth with it's just George Pickens there as receiving option. Russell Wilson is going to do Russell Wilson things. I don't expect a ton, but in that, you're going to have to find some kind of comfort target to throw to. And I feel like the big-bodied Pat Freiermuth in his third year is going to be the guy to catch a lot of those targets and hopefully score some touchdowns this year.
And I think I said this point to you, but people might look at that former Atlanta head coach.
Yes.
What's his name? That guy,
Arthur
Arthur
Smith.
Smith. Arthur Smith being there and be like, oh, like he didn't utilize Kyle Pitts enough, but that's because he was utilizing Jonnu Smith kind of instead.
Right.
So if you just kind of have that one tight end there,
Yeah, I don't think
there's
there's a ton of tight end talent behind
right,
him.
I'm sure Arthur Smith will utilize Freiermuth.
Right. And he's been there now with with that team for a while. So I think he's somewhat more established. So we'll see. With
Yeah.
Tomlin, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Worried about the
yeah.
quarterback situation there?
Well, no, if Russell fails,
then
then
it's
Justin
Justin
Fields is
Fields.
there.
Right, and he's better. So
Yeah.
I wrote Justin Fields all year last
Yeah, I
year.
know.
and
You should.
To my demise. But
I
love him. I hope he gets a chance to
Oh,
play.
I
this year.
think by whenever their bye week is,
I feel
we'll
like
move on.
not to Justin
Maybe
Fields
sooner.
tangent, but like he's so good. I know he's maybe not the best passer or whatever, but you got to take some of the good with the bad. He just gets such a bad rap. They like roast him on.
He's
everything.
a lot better passer than everyone's.
That's what
like,
I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Kenny Pickett. Like, are we not roasting Kenny Pickett last
Yeah,
year?
well,
Like,
Kenny
he was
Pickett doesn't even have a job, so
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I feel like he gets such a tough rap because
I agree.
I don't know. Anyway,
I agree with you about
thank
that.
you. I appreciate it.
I
Good company.
got Sam Laporta.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's also not exactly going out on a limb.
right.
The best
He's
tight end
gotta
in last year's fantasy, but that offense seems to rely on him quite a bit. They like running the kind of, those like bootleg plays that release a tight end and drag him across the middle. Yeah, he's everything that he showed last year in that offense. I think that he'll show again.
Yeah. Definitely a target for people in drafts. He's awesome.
I'm gonna double up on Arizona players and plant my flag on Trey McBride. Year 2 tight end. He was the tight end 6 down the stretch last year, kind of when he started taking over that starting job. So another offseason under his belt, another offseason connecting with Kyler Murray. Should be good.
I like it. Good stuff.
Graphic.
Our next segment. Good. So those were our flags, and now we're going to go into some of those spicy hot takes that were promised. So we each got 3, just something we feel some conviction over, a little bit spicy maybe, and just some predictions here.
Okay.
I don't know. You want to start?
I'll start. I went
Yeah.
third last time, so I'll start. I think Devon Achane is due for another 50 burger this year. 50 fantasy points in a week. Did it once last year. Probably got close a couple other times, but it's been a whole season. I think he's due for another one. Yeah,
Right.
he just has that
Those are
upside, and
amazing
that
games.
Miami offense
Yeah.
is explosive.
Put him in space. They find ways.
Yeah.
I'm going to say fade Philly. Fade lots of Philly things.
Ooh, that's spicy.
Fade Philly wide receivers. Fade Philly. Maybe the only thing you shouldn't fade is, what's his name? The running back. Why can't I think of his name? Saquon Barkley. But I don't know. That team was at each other's throats last year. It was a really bad situation. I know they brought in a new offensive coordinator. But I don't know. Just were they a flash in the pan that one year, and now now we see him. That happens sometimes. So I'll just hot take, like just be careful around those guys.
I think Jason Kelsey too was doing a lot. It
Yeah.
sounded like with like line coverages
They're no more.
line assignments
Yeah.
and the tush push business. Like
Mhm.
I think he was definitely kind of an anchor to that, and they could replace it somehow, but I don't know that it's going to be as good. So
Yeah.
I think there could definitely be some hiccups there too as well. I'm with you on that.
Right.
But it is spicy because they're supposed to be one of the best.
Well, and
teams in the
they
league,
have look at the talent
incredible talent, yeah.
that they're
Right.
supposed to have. So
So yeah, I like that. I like to do in this segment pick the rushing leader, and I'm going to go with Jonathan Taylor reclaiming his crown from 2021. He got hurt. He missed a couple games in those past 2 years. I think he's healthy. I think Richardson is going to kind of distract, pull some of that attention away, keep defenses honest, and JT's just going to rack it up.
yeah, I mean he's got the talent,
And they got a good line.
yeah.
They're back
Does
in the
this
top
prediction include something happening to CMC, or are you just straight up?
five. Just,
he
just-
gets beat?
Just more.
All right.
Wow. Well, I mean he's done it before.
Yeah.
He possesses
I mean,
the skill.
CMC doesn't win it every year. Josh Jacobs was a couple years ago.
but-
and- yeah.
Right.
So yeah, there we go.
That's a
JT
good one.
reclaiming
That's
the-
spicy.
That's spicy,
That's
yeah.
hot.
All right,
There
I'll
you
go
go.
with my number 2 here. I think fantasy-wise, Mahomes goes outside the top 5. I don't think
Ooh.
he's a top 5. I think there's enough talent in the quarter for fantasy quarterbacks this year that they leap him, and part of that is me predicting that they have this running game now. I think they're going to rely on it like they relied on it a lot through the playoffs. Obviously it's Mahomes' offense, but they haven't had a guy like Pacheco since probably Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
And I think this is also at this point in their dynasty, they're a playoff team. They're going to coast and make it to the playoffs and then step on the gas and utilize their players. I mean, Travis Kelce had a down year where he finished as the tight end 2.
Right.
But it was
Yeah.
because towards at the end of the season, they kind of gave him the rest he needed to make sure he was healthy for the playoffs when they would need him.
Yeah.
And I think kind of same thing. They kind of tone it down a little bit and save themselves for the
Yeah,
playoffs.
that's spicy.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm gonna say that somebody in your league, maybe you, is gonna pick up Sam Darnold for some actual fantasy relevancy.
Ooh,
He's gonna start there, and he's got Justin Jefferson.
that's true.
So
Throw it up, let him
why
get
not?
Like some magic happen.
Yeah,
Also spicy, but I
There's-
see the thought. I see the truth.
yeah.
of that,
It's definitely that's the hottest of the takes I have. Like,
relevant Sam Darnold.
well, like that. I mean, he's available in every
Oh, yeah.
league right now.
Yeah.
So, I just think with that talent to throw to, he'll find a way. And then we see this sometimes. Like Baker Mayfield came back to life last year. Some guys like
But
later
Baker-
in their career
Baker
in a
Mayfield-
different situation.
was good.
I don't think he was. I don't
Yeah,
think
his
he was
rookie
ever
his
that
rookie
good.
year, he was pretty good and supported Beckham Jr. and then he got bad and then
Yeah, I
I
don't know.
don't think Darnold was ever good.
No, he wasn't. But he never had this level of talent to
That's
work
true.
with.
Suppose.
So, or coaching,
True.
or So
Yeah.
some
I like
relevance.
that. I like that. And it's spicy, so it's good.
that's
Very.
is that not the
That's-
That
yeah.
is the
the
section.
object of
It's
this
perfect.
of this segment?
You nailed it.
Yeah, jeez.
I'm gonna go. This is kind of in line with my DJ Moore flag, but Caleb Williams, rookie of the year, just
Okay.
gets it done, and maybe breaks some records for rookie quarterbacks. Because I feel like the touchdown record, I'd like to boost that up so that DJ Moore
Mhm.
gets more.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, all
but
right, that's
Rookie of the
a
year,
hot
Caleb
take,
Williams.
right?
That's-
Yeah.
That
is
kind
a hot
of
take.
I'll piggyback off of that because I'm gonna say Marvin Harrison Jr. breaks the 1-year-old rookie receiving record
And he's rookie of the year.
I didn't have that part, but maybe I
Probably.
feel like if you break the rookie receiving record, maybe you do win it.
Yeah.
But if Caleb Williams breaks the rookie passing record, maybe
There
then,
you
then it's
Well,
up in the
then
air.
maybe Rome,
Dunes ain't
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
receiving, yeah.
if that's the case. I'll say that Braylon Allen sees significant fantasy value.
He's a big guy.
He's a big boy.
Saw a
And
picture of him.
yeah, and he runs dudes over.
Yeah.
And Brees Hall can't touch the ball every play. So look for, I don't know if it's like goal line circumstances where, that seems like it's very fitting for a back like that.
Yeah.
But I think eventually, or perhaps a similar thing what you were talking about, like that they're going to have to give somebody else opportunities in that backfield in order to have Brees Hall down the stretch. So I think that I've seen people say stick both those guys in your like what do you call it, like,
Montgomery and
yeah,
Brees Lightning and what's his name? Braylon Thunder.
Allen. Yeah, right.
Braylon.
Exactly. Brees Light and Braylon Thunder. That's pretty good, Cam. Trademark
Just
that
coming right off the top of my head.
before somebody else says it, But yeah, look for him to see significant action and have some
Have a role, yeah.
some yeah.
I like that. Where are we? Did you go, Jared?
Yeah, you're on
up.
your
Yeah,
third hot
my-
take.
Yeah,
My
this is
third
it.
one? All right. Brian Robinson Jr. in Washington. Top 7.
Top 7.
Which there's a lot of good running backs, and he's
There are a
Why
lot
is
of
it-
good
why
running
is it
backs
7?
because
Not
he
6.
didn't think he could be top 8.
top
Or
6.
top
just
6.
seems like a tough
That's not touching that one.
That's my call, yeah. But that's a great fantasy season. And I think
That'd be
I
an
think he has a great
amazing fantasy season.
And just is about the 7th best.
Yeah.
7th best running back.
Yeah,
Okay.
in fantasy scoring.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Top 7.
Okay.
Because we're going to
pretty
pull these
crazy.
back up at the end of the year.
Yeah.
All right.
And I want to see how our hot takes land.
That sounds
Keep
good.
All right, so some spicy hot takes. Take them or leave them. Whatever you want to do with that. But those are some of our convictions and thoughts. So now we'll go right into our Thursday night preview. We've got Chiefs Ravens. Let's go Thursday football.
Yeah.
First game.
All right.
I'm excited.
So exciting.
So
And it's like two good teams.
And right. I feel like
A
I
rematch.
remember.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember Thursday night being like
it was bad for
Right.
a while.
well,
Raiders,
they
Steelers,
always-
or something.
They always put the Super Bowl champion now on
Yeah.
on the opener. So
Smart. Good for them.
so this line is Chiefs -3. They're the home team. So why don't we go Jared? Jared picks first.
I'm gonna pick the Chiefs because Chiefs gonna Chiefs. Like
Yeah.
we can wish them away all we want. We cannot include them in our Super Bowl predictions, but they gonna be there, and it starts off with a win, going 1-0.
I'm gonna pick the Ravens because they're not bad either.
They're not bad.
Um,
Maybe Super
Also
Bowl
good
contenders.
Yeah, right. So
Also good point.
Some people have put them in the Super Bowl. Yeah. So I don't know, and I think was it last year or the year before? Did the Chiefs look just a little funny in the first
little
game?
flat, yeah.
Was that last year or 2 years
Yeah.
ago? I don't know. Right, like how many of their
I
guys?
think last year.
But
Yeah.
I think Kelsey didn't play week
No.
1 last year. So it was,
Oh,
that
that's-
was like
that's
the
true.
hype of it. Everyone was like, Sky Moore, and then didn't do anything.
Right.
And what's his name? The receiver
MVS.
dropped the.
Oh, right.
It was MVS.
no, it was Tony. Kadarius Tony.
Kadarius Tony.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Was it a tip interception?
I don't remember.
Or was it just a
But I
drop?
remember
It was
Yeah.
just. It was like would have.
What are you
Whoa.
doing?
Siri,
Siri.
stop.
I think it was like to take the lead late or
Yeah, some
something.
big-
Just
yeah,
right
some
through his
big play.
hands.
So it was a weird
Yeah.
game, and I don't know. Yeah, they kind of did look a little flat too. I don't know. I think it's a good game though tonight, and Pacheco anytime touchdown.
Okay.
But yeah, I think I'm going to go the Ravens too.
Cam's also on the Ravens.
I mean, I think that's going to be a good offense. I like I like that they went and got Derrick Henry.
I was just going to say, we just mentioned why the Chiefs looked funky last year, and it's because they had Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney out there playing serious snaps.
Right.
And now it's Pacheco and Rice is there, and Kelsey is playing this week. So
It should be a good game, I think.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. So then I'll go first for this one. We've got the Patriots. Is it at Cincinnati?
at Cincinnati.
At Cincinnati. Cincinnati, they're 8.5-point favorites. That's a lot of points. But I will take Cincinnati. Joe Burrow. He's just Joe Burrow. And what
Is Jamar Chase going to play?
Jamar Chase practiced yesterday.
He did, yeah, he practiced.
So, he's been holding in, not out.
Good.
Held
yeah.
out a couple times.
Yeah.
Dabbled in holding out.
They
Right.
tried, but then held in, But, yeah, I think Cincinnati is going to be one of those teams to watch. So I expect a big win.
Nice.
I also
It's
expect.
your turn.
Oh,
You can't, yeah.
he was looking at me.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
This is where I start hosting. Cam.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is your part of the show. I'm going to go Cincinnati as well. I
just
gotta
drafting
see.
off my
I gotta
picks.
see some stuff from the
Yeah.
Patriots. I don't expect a lot. Maybe some growth would be great. Just kind of have a
Some
good season.
some good effort from
Yeah,
the team
exactly.
there.
But not going to be the tip top year for them. Maybe not. But
Look, the Patriots will win a few games this year, but this isn't one of them.
This is-
I'll take Cincinnati.
Okay. So that's a clean sweep for Cincinnati. All right. The Jets on Monday night visit the San Francisco 49ers.
another good one.
And unless I wrote this down wrong, that is San Francisco's favored by 4.5. So Cam, what's
Is
your
this
pick there?
a rematch of last year's Week 1 Monday Night Football, right?
No.
Oh, it was just the Jets on Monday Night.
Jets played the Bills on Monday night last year.
Sounds right. As excited I am for your Jets, I'm going to go with the Niners. Also a great team. Yeah, got to expect big things out of that game. Going to be a fun one to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going to pick the Niners. They got back Ayuk, but then perhaps their biggest retention was paying Trent Williams and
They did that just the other day, right?
keeping that O-line secured for McCaffrey.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know that they're going to win the game, but they're not going to lose it by more than a field goal. So I'll take
All right.
the points there. I think that's going to be a fun game, probably coming down to the last
East Coast team going out west.
but not for a 1:00 game.
They get the whole weekend.
Is different. Is the West Coast coming east for a 1:00 game? That's the problem.
They get more sleep.
I better look for that. See if there's. I didn't look for that. See if there's any teams doing that. It's also like middle of the season stuff.
I
So
just know those
week
buzzwords,
one. Week one. So
They're
now
gonna be more rested than the
Yes.
Niners
Right,
are.
right,
right,
because they're gonna
exactly. I hear they've been practicing 3 hours. Setting the clocks in the
High
facility.
elevations. Yeah.
All right, so now Jared, you get to pick your game, your smash spot game of the week.
My smash spot, I am picking it's the Raiders at Chargers. I'm taking the Chargers. They are -3.5 from what I checked. Chargers didn't win a lot of games last year, but new coach.
I'm gonna even give it to you at 3 because that's what I see on ESPN here.
Oh, I meant 3, yeah.
Okay,
But yeah, new coach.
Dobbins.
Dobbins is there.
Yep.
Does he have 1 or 2 legs?
He's
We don't
got-
know. I mean, they got
He's got 2.
someone will run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And then Herbert's still there, a healthy season, doesn't have his weapons from last year, but didn't really have one of them for the whole year last year anyways. And I think they're just a better team, and I think the Raiders are on a downward trajectory.
I think you're probably right on that one. I thought about that one, but I thought I would stand firm in my hot take and pick the Packers over the Eagles in Brazil tomorrow. So the Packers are entitled to 2.5 points, but I think I wouldn't be surprised if they win that game outright. When one of the Eagles players like, why are we even going down there? Like, so, and then just add the fade Philly take from before and see the Packers.
Yeah, I love that pick because I was gonna pick that one too. The Packers look great. I'm excited about that team. Jordan Love kind of put it together last year. They got a bunch of young receivers. Josh Jacobs. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
So I like that game. I'm gonna go Packers over the Eagles.
You're also going Packers over the Eagles. Okay.
I didn't know that was allowed.
Yeah, I didn't know it was either, but he did it.
All right, there
He
you go.
literally is like drafting off the only one he did is 49ers. I mean, you'll go 3-1. That's fine.
Wait,
All right.
no, I got my own game. I was picking for the.
You can't. Wait. All right.
Oh,
yeah.
I
What's
thought
your
we were
game?
all gonna pick that.
No.
My
No,
game
we
is
all pick our own
Arizona,
game.
We
Buffalo.
pick our own. Oh, all right. So what's happening there?
Oh, I was just piggybacking that I liked
Oh,
it.
all right. Cool. All right. Then I scribble that
All right,
out.
sorry, Arizona and Buffalo.
What's your pick?
Arizona. Kyler Murray
right.
can light it up against Buffalo, who should be good, but
West Coast team.
1 o'clock
1
game.
o'clock game. Cardinals are getting 6.5 points.
That's right. I'll take the points too.
A lot of points.
All righty.
There it is.
You guys really love yourself some Kyler Murray. It's a fascinating thing.
He's primed for a good year.
I guess. All right. So
So we don't. Sorry to clarify, we don't pick.
each other's games.
No.
Okay, we
These
just-
are
We
all.
just pick our
I
own.
forgot.
Just to mix it up a bit.
forgot.
Yeah.
That was my confusion.
So
Good. Glad we cleared that up.
for the fade out,
Oh, yeah,
got
it's
22
baseball
games
season.
left. Aaron Judge has 51 home runs. How many does he end up with?
He's got 51.
He has 51. He set the AL record 2 years ago, right? Yeah, 2 years ago
Yeah.
with 62. He's got 22 games left at 51 home runs. Where does he end up? We'll add this
What's
as a
the
pick.
record? 62.
His record is 62, but you're going to give us a number that he's going to hit.
65.
That's awesome.
14 over the
14
last
more
22.
22 games. That's
He's
incredible.
gonna break his own record.
That's
I
insane.
think that's awesome. I think he's going to go.
That's awesome.
I love that. Like that would be,
That's great.
that would be so cool.
Get a little hot streak going.
Yeah, he's capable. He's capable if they pitch to him. I'll go 58. I think he's got 7 more in him. I'd like to see him get to 60 again, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
I'll pick it.
I'll play the Jeopardy game or the deal. The Price is Right, and I'll pick 59.
Okay.
I also don't think he hits 60, but I don't think he hits 58.
And not
Yeah.
65.
And,
Not 65.
I mean, that would be the coolest thing. If he hit
14
14 home runs in 22 games, that is quite the hot streak. So, all right. So we lock those in. We'll see what happens into the
I love it.
end of that season.
Our baseball segment.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in to Week 1 Fantasy Access, and enjoy tonight's game, this weekend's games, and we'll be back next Thursday for Week 2.
All right.
See you later.